You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. You watch someone who seems effortlessly driven and wonder what they have that you don't. You've tried discipline, you've tried inspiration, you've made the plans, set the alarm, and when it didn't stick, that quiet voice started getting louder. Maybe I'm just built this way. Maybe some people have it and some people don't. You've probably been told you just need to want it badly enough, that the right mindset will unlock everything. And every time that didn't work, you added it to the list of evidence against yourself. But here's what nobody tells you. You're not broken. Your brain is doing exactly what it should. To understand why, we need to talk about an experiment where scientists accidentally taught dogs to give up completely. Psychologists placed dogs in a situation where they received mild electrical shocks through the floor. Uncomfortable, but not harmful. The critical detail, no matter what the dogs did, the shocks continued. There was no escape. No action changed the outcome. Then researchers moved the dogs to a new environment where escape was simple. Just jump over a low barrier. Most dogs didn't even try. They lay down and waited for the shocks to pass. They'd learned, at a fundamental level, that effort didn't matter, so they stopped making it. Psychologists have a name for this: learned helplessness. Here's the thing. Your nervous system isn't so different. I know this because I lived it. For years, I called it a discipline problem. I thought I just didn't want it enough. Turns out, my brain had simply stopped forecasting that effort paid off. And once I understood that, everything I'd tried before started to make sense. When effort repeatedly fails to change outcomes, when you try and nothing moves, your brain registers that pattern. And then it does something that looks like laziness from the outside, but is actually intelligent adaptation. It stops allocating energy to that type of trying. Here's what most people miss. This doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens from real experiences, environments where the rules were arbitrary, relationships where effort wasn't reciprocated, situations where it genuinely didn't matter what you did. Your brain was paying attention the whole time. It learned. And now it's applying that lesson in places where it no longer applies. That's not a character flaw, that's pattern recognition gone wrong. Here's the shift that changes everything. Low motivation isn't a mindset problem. It's your brain accurately responding to a pattern where trying genuinely didn't change outcomes. That's not something you fix by believing harder. That's something you fix by giving your brain new evidence. And once you understand the mechanism underneath, why this happens at the level of brain chemistry, you'll know exactly how to do that. Your brain has a forecasting system built around dopamine, and it's not what you think it is. Most people think dopamine is the reward you feel when something goes well, but that's not quite right. Think of it like a pessimistic scientist sitting inside your head, reviewing your data. It ran experiments. The results came back, effort doesn't pay here, so it stopped funding those experiments. Dopamine doesn't reward you for working hard. It rewards you for working hard at things that have actually paid off before. Every time you tried and nothing changed, your brain logged a negative data point. The forecast was too optimistic. Stack enough of those, and it quietly updates its model. This category of trying doesn't work, and it stops backing it with energy. That's not weakness. That's your brain being accurate based on the evidence it has. Think of it like soil that's been salted, not because nothing can grow, but because the ground learned from what was planted before that growth wasn't the outcome here. The soil isn't broken, it's calibrated. And the only way to change what grows is to change what you plant, consistently, over time. Without understanding this, you'll keep interpreting that loss of energy as a personal failing. But once you see it as a forecast, a prediction that can be updated, everything shifts. You know that feeling when you open a task you've been avoiding and your brain just goes blank? That's not you being difficult. There's a part of your brain running a calculation every time you face something. Is this actually worth it? It weighs expected effort against expected reward. When that calculator has been calibrated by repeated failure, when it overweights cost and underweights possible payoff, even reasonable tasks feel pointless before you start. You haven't even tried yet, and something in you already knows it won't work. Skip understanding this, and you'll keep trying to override the calculator with willpower. And the calculator will keep winning because it's working from data your own experience is built. But update the data and the calculation changes. So why doesn't willpower work even when you're desperate? Most people think motivation is upstream from action, that you need to feel it before you move, that you have to believe something will work before you try. Popular advice says burn the boats, create extreme stakes where failure isn't an option. But for a brain already trained to believe that trying doesn't work, high-stakes gambles that fail just add powerful new data points to the wrong column. You don't need a cannon aimed at your remaining agency. You need small, safe experiments. And there's one more thing most people get wrong about this. You've probably been told you need an internal locus of control, the belief that everything is on you, that you are fully in charge of your outcomes. But here's what's really happening. What you actually need is an accurate locus of control. Some things genuinely aren't in your control. Pretending otherwise doesn't build agency, it builds self-blame. The goal is to stop fighting unwinnable battles so you have real energy left for the ones you can actually affect. Because here's the truth about how motivation actually works. It's downstream from evidence. Action creates a small win. A small win creates a dopamine signal. That signal, that proof that when you moved, something moved with you, is what we experience as motivation. You're not looking for belief, you're collecting data. Your brain's motivation system is like a scoreboard. When the score is frozen, nobody stays in the arena. But when the score starts to move, even by 1 point, your brain gets interested again. The game feels worth playing. So let's name what's actually happening. You're not unmotivated because something is broken in you. You're unmotivated because your brain is running an accurate forecast, built from real experiences, real disappointments, real situations where effort genuinely didn't change the outcome. And it's been protecting you based on that forecast ever since. I spent years thinking I just wasn't disciplined enough. I'd tried harder, I read the books, I set the alarms. What I didn't understand, what nobody told me, was that I was trying to override a forecast with willpower, and the forecast was winning because it was built from my own history. The moment I stopped fighting the pattern and started giving my brain new evidence instead, things shifted. Not overnight, but consistently. So what looked like laziness is your brain protecting you from wasted effort. What looked like lack of drive is a calibrated system waiting for proof that the equation has changed. And what felt like a permanent part of your personality is actually a learned pattern, which means it can be unlearned. Not through belief, not through forcing yourself to feel motivated, through evidence. Deliberate, consistent, small evidence that trying works again. Now, let's talk about how to actually build that. I call it the evidence-building protocol. Here's how it works. Step 1. Design for wins. Your brain needs consistent, reliable, positive signals to update the trying doesn't work rule. Too hard reconfirms the old pattern. Too easy doesn't register as real evidence. You need winnable reps. So design your daily tasks so your success rate sits between 70 and 90%. If you're failing more than 30% of the time, the task is too hard for this stage. Make it easier. Not because you're lowering standards, because you're giving your dopamine forecasting system new data to work with. Start embarrassingly small if you have to. The goal right now isn't impressive, it's proof. You don't need heroic goals. You need a different kind of evidence than what you've been collecting. Step 2. Pre-decide. Your cost-reward calculator makes decisions in the moment, and in that moment, when motivation is lowest, it almost always says not worth it. The fix is to pre-decide. You remove the decision from the moment when the calculator is most likely to say no. Work out more is not something your brain can act on when motivation is lowest. If it's 7 p.m. and I finish dinner, then I put on my shoes and walk 10 minutes, that's a plan. You've already made the call when the conditions were right. This isn't about discipline, it's about protecting the decision from the wrong moment. Step 3. Track forward movement. Your brain has a strong negativity bias. Without deliberate attention, it skims over what worked and anchors on what didn't. Documenting small forward movement re-encodes your experience of a day, from I spun my wheels to I moved the needle. Checkboxes, a streak counter, 2 wins written down each day. Whatever is simple enough to actually do. You're not tracking to judge yourself, you're tracking because your brain needs help seeing the new pattern that's forming. Step 4. Audit your control. Stop spending effort on things that are genuinely outside your influence. Other people's reactions, circumstances you can't change, battles that were never yours to win. That's not giving up, that's accurate, and it frees up real energy for the places where your actions actually change outcomes. Not perfect control, accurate control. There's a difference, and it matters. Here's what you know now that you didn't know when you pressed play. You're not unmotivated because you lack something other people have. You're not lazy, you're not broken. Your brain learned a pattern from real experiences, and it's been running that forecast ever since. That's not your fault, but now you understand the mechanism, and that changes what you do next. You're not going to fix this with a mindset shift or another motivational video. You're going to run a different experiment. Not because you've suddenly found discipline, not because you've forced yourself to believe, but because you finally understand what your brain actually needs, and you're going to give it that, one small proof at a time. If this shifted something for you, there's more like this every week. No hype, just what holds up. Subscribe if that's what you're looking for. You don't need to figure all of this out today. You just need one small proof that when you move, something moves with you. Start there. This is the Better Version Project. I'll see you in the next video.